Okay, ladies and gents, welcome back to another Maestro Game production with the most punchable face on the internet. And as you might have noticed from the right hand side of the screen, we've actually skipped on a little bit further than I originally planned. I basically want to get this done by the end of the week, so the fixtures are going to be condensed to the end of the season. So let's quickly go through the games and then I will explain the logic behind how we shall get these into 2 episodes. So first of all, we played against West Ham. Nice comfortable 3-0 victory as expected at home. We then went away to Liverpool. Now in the Liverpool game, I shall see, Brewster did Brewster things. He went and scored 4 goals against us, but weirdly, if we just have a little look at Brewster, he hasn't really been performing for Liverpool. So he's got 9 goals in 19 games, but I'm pretty sure most of those 9 goals are actually against us. We then have the Chelsea first leg. They beat us 1-0. Now that was a really scrappy goal. Keeper basically gave him it, and yeah, I'm not happy with Butland pushing it back out to Tammy Abraham to tap in. We then have the Tottenham game. Now the Tottenham game, we opened it through Vlad Dragomir, as always, scoring a screamer, and then Haaland had a nice little messy goal of his own. So let's actually have a little look at Haaland's messy little goal, which essentially sealed the game. It was very scrappy indeed. Like I said, Dragomir drilled one in from distance, but then we have this from Haaland. So Costa tips onto the bar and then just rolls it to Haaland. Very interesting way to concede a goal. But we, of course, will take that victory, and that means today we shall be playing against Chelsea. Now, the second game is very dependent. So if we make it through, we're going to play Chelsea, Huddersfield, Everton, and the final in the final 2 videos. Or if we lose to Chelsea, we're going to do Chelsea, West Brom, and then Huddersfield, Everton in next episode. So without further ado, let's head on down to pitchside and play Chelsea. Okay, ladies and gents, we are finally down here at pitchside here at the KCOM Stadium for our Euro Cup semi-final second leg against Chelsea. And as you can see from the top of the screen, we did lose the first one 1-0. Of course, I did cover that in the previous segment, but you might not have been aware that it was the Euro Cup game that we lost to Chelsea. Now, our team to bring back this result, hopefully, is Butland in goal, Selic at left back, Katic and Pavlovic in central defence, Lorenzo on the right. In central midfield, we have Dragomir, Palacios and Navarro. We then have Gaetano in front of them, and Haaland and David up front. Our bench consists of Pereira, Beck, Guimarães, Moura, Pearson, Ageria and Guindo. Very much an unchanged team from the first leg, but we are of course at home this time and hopefully it will go a little bit better. It was a very close game in the first one and hopefully we can go that extra step further and bring it back. Now, of course, they have Havertz and many other deadly players in their team, including many youngsters who are, of course, regens. So, scary indeed. So, Carlos thinks we should tell the team they're expected to pick up where they left off. And considering we just beat Tottenham, I think that seems pretty reasonable. So, assertively, Chelsea are unbeaten? No. I expect you to come back after this match as finalists. You know what? No, let's put some pressure on them. Lads. Finalists. Let's do this. Are you hoping that Haaland carries his recent good form? No, I want him to play terrible. I want him to fall over and break his leg 2 minutes in. Of course I want him to carry on his good form. Now, in the other game, we have Valencia currently 2-1 up on aggregate to Atlanta. Of course, if Atlanta wins 1-0 though, away goal rules are going to come in quite nice for them. But we need to get past our game before we need to look at that other match. And currently, we are still losing. So, you know, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get gutsy. We're a goal down already. Let's try and fight back into this one. They're frustrated. Let's try and get a nice 1-0 lead going into half-time. And just bring it back quickly. Wagyu, though, gets it to Rowe to... I'm not going to try his name. Jorginho to Casqueret. Yeah, Casqueret. Basquinet. We'll use his Basquinet for now. Wagyu to the Basquinet. Basquinet. I'm probably going to regret calling him Basquinet because, as we all know, when I start taking the mick out of players' names, it goes badly. Which it almost did there. Luckily, it careens off the post and we are fine. Wagyu though to Havertz, gets it back to Wagyu once more. Wagyu to the Basquinet, to Jorginho, back to the Basquinet, to Wagyu. Wagyu cutting inside from this left-hand side, plays it to Havertz. Havertz is going backwards though, that's pretty good for us. James tries to cross it, blocked. Havertz gathers the ball though and plays it back to James on this right-hand side. James trying to get a cross in, gets a cross in, it's saved by Butland. Nice little save by Butland, would have hoped he could have held that one. But it's a corner for Chelsea on the 38th minute. Navarro, nice header away. Come on, Gaetano, counter. No, we are not getting a highlight for that. Great. Great. Seems like we are not going to have an offensive highlight in the first half. So, Hull City 0, Chelsea 0. We've had 3 shots, they've had 9. 1 on target, they've had 6. 3 fouls to our 4, 3 yellow cards to our 2. 44% possession to our 44% possession to their 56. Our best performer has been Pavlovic with a 6.9 and 85% passing completion ratio. For them is Reece James, 7.2 and a 7.2 kilometres covered. Struggling to perform is Selic. He's made 3 mistakes and got 6.5. Havertz is struggling for them with a 6.4. So I think I know who I'm taking off at half time. I can't be risking Selic playing bad, and it's very risky that our whole backline is on yellow cards other than him. So, Selic, get off the pitch. Tell the team to do it for the fans, you know, passionately. Everyone dig deep. You're demotivated. Good job you going off the pitch then, isn't it? Hand over to the assistant. The assistant's gone and hyped them all up. Good job. Good job, Carlos. You are much better at these motivational speeches than I. So, Wagyu. Wagyu dispossessed by Gaetano, only briefly though. Jorginho to Havertz, tries one through. Katic clears the ball though, and we have Haaland in possession. Haaland plays it back to Palacios. Nice ball over the top. David running on to the end of this one-on-one. Saved by Kepa. Unfortunate. But we at least have a corner from this, and Gaetano can get a lovely cross in from here. But he just gives it straight to Kepa. Thank you, Gaetano. I appreciate it. Jorginho, straight down to Palacios. Palacios holds up position, plays it back to Katic. Katic tries to play one down the left-hand side and gives it straight away to James. James now counter-attacking on this right-hand flank for Chelsea. And he's got past 1 and 2, maybe? No, don't let him walk past you, please. No, you're just going to let him play it back to Havertz, who drills in across. Luckily, we have been saved by VAR, though. As we will see, he was offside by a mile. Okay, by like an inch. But a mile. Who's a mile offside? Clearly offside, you see. There's an inch. Wagyu though, Wagyu to the Basquinet. The Basquinet plays it across to Jorginho. Jorginho holding it up, plays it back to the Basquinet once more, back to Havertz. Havertz to Rowe. Rowe, nice ball across, and Nigren? Yeah, Nigren. It is Nigren. I wish Chelsea would not have so many awkward to pronounce names in their lineup. So, Haaland is not having the greatest of games. We have Guimaraes who are brought on who's anxious. Our whole back line is on yellow cards. And, intriguing, you see. Intriguing. Haaland is struggling. It's these yellow cards. It's really these yellow cards that have me worried. And I kind of don't want to take Haaland off, to be honest. As bad as he's playing, I feel like he's probably our best bet of getting into the game. How are you doing, Gaetano? Gaetano's not playing amazing. Like, he's not playing bad, but he's not playing amazing. So you know what? YOLO. YOLO, my friends. YOLO. No, all of you are going up. Haaland, you can be our pressing forward. David, you can be our complete forward. And Miss Gwindo, you can be our advanced forward. Go for a 4-3-3. We'll drop that to positive though. Seems a little over the top to be attacking with a 4-3-3. We shall go positive. Try and keep a bit of possession and work it up to the front three. Although it just seems to be working the clock down at the moment. Navarro doesn't get the tackle in. Jorginho now. Jorginho plays it to Nygren. Nygren back to Jorginho. Jorginho works it out to James on this flank. Intercepted by Guimaraes. Nice one. Haaland gets down to David. David has Gwindo. Come on, Gwindo. Counter. Come on, Gwindo. Oh, Gwindo. I expect better of you, Gwindo. Come on, lads. I want more from you. I want you to go attacking now. In fact, all out attack. We have 7 minutes to work with. Everyone get up. Butland, get up if there's a corner. Pavlovic, get up there. Just every person pile on up and just hopefully we can bring one back. Haaland breaks through. Oh, Haaland. I kept you on the pitch for a reason. You almost proved me right. Now I still look like an idiot for keeping you on with your terrible ratings. And yeah. So, looks like we're not going to progress to the final. But I feel like we didn't let ourselves down too much. Chelsea, as we know in the league, they've got about a 10-point gap, maybe 15-point gap on us. So, they're the much better side in that regard, and we put up a good fight. So it's Hull City 0, Chelsea 0, unfortunately going out 1-0 on aggregate. 11 shots to 20, 6 on target to 15, 8 fouls to 9, 4 yellow cards to 3, 41% possession to 59. Our best performer has been Palacios, 7.2 rating and 87% passing completion ratio. Best performer for them has been Reece James, 91% passing completion ratio and an 8 rating as a result. Now struggling to perform is Selic. He made 3 mistakes and a 6.5 as a result, and of course I took him off. Nygren for them struggled, had a 6.3 and a 25% heading 1 ratio. Very interesting reason to mark him down as struggling, but that's how the game wants to do it. That's how it wants to do it, I guess. Milestones, Navarro made his 125th career appearance and Gaetano made his 150th career appearance. Of course, player of the match went to Reece James with that 8 rating. Now, Carlos thinks we shouldn't be too hard on the team after that. It was a tough result to take, and I think that's reasonable. So I'm going to tell them calmly, we were underdogs, you gave your best. Yeah, good effort, lads. Bit disappointing, but it was a good effort from the lads, I suppose. So, defeated in the semi-final, we received 2 million for that loss. Gwindo is still, of course, looking for that elusive goal. Can't find the net, but that means, of course, our next game in today's episode will be against West Bromwich Albion, and then in the next video, Huddersfield and Everton. So, without further ado, let's head on over to West Brom. Okay, ladies and gents, as you can tell, we're not quite at West Brom yet, but I have been doing a little search for a new under-23s manager, and a little name cropped up. Now, the Hull historians even would actually notice one of these is not like the others. Yes, all of the others are much more talented and much better for the position, but I like the story of bringing a certain Phil Brown back to Hull. Now, as you may or may not be aware, let's head to his milestones. Phil Brown was manager at Hull City back in 2006 to 2010. Of course, promotion via the playoffs. He then cleared off, went to Preston, Southend, Swindon, Pune. Okay, didn't actually realise he went to Pune. And then Hyderabad. Very interesting mixture of teams. And yeah, that was in 2018, so he actually did go to Hyderabad. That's interesting career move. But Phil Brown is now going to come back and be under me. He's going to my under 23s manager. So Phil, get over here. So full-time contract, under 23 manager, no secondary job. We don't trust him to do anything else. 2-year contract. No, you're having a 4-year contract. I am forcing you to stay here forever. Now, sadly, I do have to leave the waive compensation for managerial role because all of them ask for that, which is really irritating. But Phil, get your backside back to Hull. Now, without further ado, this time we are actually going to head to West Brom. So I will see you fine folks at the Hawthorns in just a second. Okay, ladies and gents, so as you can see, we have safely made it here to the Hawthorns. Now, as you'll see over my right hand shoulder, that of course is the tunnel out to the pitch, and hopefully I will see you fine folks sat right where I am in just a couple of hours. Okay everyone, so we are finally down at pitch side here at the Hawthorns, and it's a very unchanged lineup. So we have Butland in goal, Selic, Katic, Pavlovic and Lorenzo at the back. In front of them in central midfield is Dragomir Palacios Navarro. Then we have in central attacking midfield Gaetano. In front of him, of course, is Haaland and David. Now, they're going for a 4-2-3-1. Nice attempt from them. We, of course, have beat them in every single game except for the last one. So we're going to get them back, of course, for that game. And our bench consists of Pereira, Beck, Guimarães, Moura, Pearson, Ageria and Guindo. But without further ado, let's go talk to Carlos. And Carlos thinks we should tell them to do it for the fans. The travelling contingency who came from the north. Yeah. Sure we are, Carlos. Sure. Assertively. I expect to win. We are playing a team who is fighting relegation, whereas we are fighting for Europe. Now, Brighton have temporarily got our spots. We do, of course, have this particular game in hand, so if we even draw it, we shall take our spot back. But we really need to win because Tottenham has a game in hand on us, and we have 4 points, I believe, on Tottenham. So yeah, it's pretty much a must win. So Hull are unbeaten in 4 matches against West Brom. How much of an edge does this give your team ahead? Are we? I guess the one loss was our first game against West Brom. My apologies. I misread the bars, I guess. But Kevin Lake of Football 365, the devious fellow, who we have a great respect for, even though he's just gone and exposed my idioticness. I've made sure the players knew, because they're players too, and it will give us a slight advantage. Yes, he's a fine player, but we have fine players too. I shall compliment the other team whilst also telling them they suck relative to us, which seems the reasonable approach, of course. Tottenham and Wolverhampton Wanderers. Also, to keep in mind, we are trying to go for top half. The only team that can catch us is, in fact, Wolverhampton Wanderers. So, in our race for Europe, we want Wolves to win. In our race for top 10 as a minimum, we kind of want Tottenham to win. So, that being a draw would actually be ideal. So, if you could keep that a draw, please. Please, do me a favour. Do me big favour, please. And as you'll see, Brighton's goal difference much greater than ours. We are only on a 2 goal difference, whereas they're on an 18. So that is, of course, why they borrowed our spot, at least for about 18 hours, I would assume. I'm not sure when their kickoff time was relative to ours, but it was the day prior. We are, of course, playing a Sunday game today against West Bromwich Albion. And Field heads it down to the mire. Batista. I'm just going to call him Batista. Dave Batista. Coming down the right-hand side. Whips one in. Johnny. And it is wide. The rubber does not connect. And we are half an hour in. We are going to demand more. Because, of course, they are all the way down here in 16th place. Fighting to stay in the league. So we expect a little more from our players going into this. Their shout hasn't gone as well as ours. They're all looking uninterested, and it was an uninteresting first half. 0-0. They had 10 shots, we had 4. 5 on target, we had 1. 3 fouls to our 7, 1 yellow card to 1 yellow card, 53% possession to our 47. As you can see, it's been a very boring Sunday. Chelsea's game is 0-0, Tottenham's game is 0-0, and so is our game. So, Gardara is their best performer. 7 so far, and 100% tackles 1. Jack Butland for us has made 5 shots saved, and 6.8 as a result. Struggling to perform is Grob with his 6.4 and Vlad Dragomir with his 6.4, neither of which it tells us why. But Carlos thinks we should tell them to go and do it for the fans. All like 300 of them that came down. I'm not actually sure what it says the travelling contingency is, but surely it's in that sort of figure. I'm happy with your performance. No, I'm not. No, we've not been the best team. I'm far from pleased what I saw. Get playing better. Katic, why are you looking stressed? Katic, relax. Calmly. You weren't that bad, but I believe you can still improve. I have faith in you. Look, I told you I have faith in you, and you still look stressed. Jesus, Katic. Katic, you big baby. You big baby. You need to learn to take things on the chin, my friend. Dragomir. That was... I don't know why I said Dragomir. Demand more. Yes, they both start with D, but I did know why I said Dragomir. We are, of course, into substitution time, and it is time to see if we can make some changes. Selic and Katic. Right, Katic. You just have to go off. You're a nervous wreck and you're playing terrible. So we'll get you off. For some reason, Selic is nervous. So, Guimaras, you can go on for Selic, who seems to be having heart failure in the middle of the game. Vlad Dragomir is struggling, David is struggling, and so is Palacios. So, Pearson? No. How can you play as a... you're not terrible as Mazzala. Get out there, Pearson. Go out there and perform your duties as a Mazzala. Gaetano, whipping one in. Haaland, come on, Haaland. Lovely cross, and VAR's going to screw me. Who decided VAR was a good thing? Gaetano, whipping it in, and... oh, come on. It's just like the one that Chelsea had, to be fair. But still, it is rather frustrating to have a goal disallowed. And Field is in possession. Dispossessed by Pearson there. Nice tackle, Pearson. Come on, Haaland. Come on, Haaland. Come on. Break in. Inside. Come on, Haaland. Nice pass. David blocked. Navarro back to David. Can he get it back? Get it back. David Navarro. Come on, Navarro. It was scrappy. But Navarro with his first goal of the season. What a time to get it. Finally puts us in the lead. 75 minutes into this scrappy game away to West Bromwich Albion. As you can see, David fighting for that ball. Put in several key attempts and it eventually just rolled out to Navarro. Burke though plays it to Guimaras, back to Burke, back to Guimaras once more. Guimaras tries ball over the top, gives it straight to Gomez, Gomez to Phillips, Phillips tries the ball over to this left hand side. Mashies tries to get one across field, heads it down. Pavlovic heads it away though. Phillips gets a nice ball in. Ooh, nice save by Butland. I was expecting that one in the bottom corner. I'm not going to lie. But it is still West Brom on the attack. Gomez collects the ball from the cross. It is now a dead highlight. That is good. They have a player who's frustrated, one anxious, and now they're all fired up. As soon as I go to say it. It's just one of those days. I go to say things and then they change. You see? But West Brom with a late free kick and it is saved by Butland. Let's go. Come on, Jackie. Jackie Butland hoofs it upfield. Haaland heads it down. Gaetano. Will he get a ball through to David? Or will he just go alone? He just gave it back to Phillips. Don't even know what that play was. My Gaetano, but Pavlovic collects the ball, plays it back to Butland. Don't mess this one up. Thank you, Jackie. Pearson heads it down. Guimaras can't get to it though. Mashi has broken through and it is wide. We only have 30 seconds to hold on, folks. Hopefully we can do it. I assume we can do it. Plays it short to Burke. Burke back to Butland. Butland tries one over to Guimaras for some stupid reason. I don't know why we're doing that. Just keep hold of the ball. No need to try any fancy long balls over to the wing, but they have possession and it is over. We survived. and it is West Brom 0, Hull City 1 here at the Hawthorns. They've had 18 shots, we've had 8. They had 8 on target, we had 3. 10 fouls to our 11, 3 yellow cards to our 1, 56% possession to our 44. Safe to say we was pretty much let off the hook. Their best performer was Charlie Taylor. He had 89% passing completion ratio and a 7.2. Our best performer, of course, was Navarro, getting his first goal of the season and a 7.2 as a result. Struggling to perform, however, was Grob. He had a 6.4 and no reason for it. As with Vlad Dragomir, he had a 6.3 and no reason for it. Now, there is a lot of key milestones in today's game, so I shall just scroll down them if you wish to go through them. That way you can actually see them all. And that is that. Player of the match, of course, going to Robert Navarro. Carlos thinks we should tell them there's nothing particular to address. Assertively, you know what? Well done, lads. You fought bravely. We had an away tie. Yes, it was against a team we should probably beat 3 or 4-0 when we're at peak performance, but we've just come off a demoralising loss and dropping out of the cup to Chelsea. Like, on the back of that, well done, lads. Well done. Good job. Tottenham, however, beat Wolverhampton Wanderers. That does mean we are now guaranteed, aren't we? 6 points, 6 off 51 6 off 57, of course, is 51. My brain skipped a step there. That means Wolverhampton and below can't catch us, so we are, of course, guaranteed top 10. We then have the Tottenham situation. Now, if Tottenham win their game, they'll go a point behind us. And yes, so basically, win our next 2 games, we're in Europe. If we don't, we have to pray Tottenham slip up in one of their games. Now, before we head on out of here, let's go see who Tottenham have, because I'm kind of curious who their game in hand is against. So they have Fulham, Liverpool and Bournemouth. And they play Fenerbahce? I don't think Fenerbahce was in the other game. I'm confused. I'm really confused. Tottenham versus Fenerbahce. I thought the other game was... yeah. I don't know. Tottenham will be playing Fenerbahce there. And their games... I thought that was... My brain is fried. Their 3 league games are Fulham, Bournemouth, Liverpool. So they've got a mixture. Fulham, they should beat. They're down in 14th. Bournemouth are up in 10th. They're a hard game. Is that away or at home? I didn't check if it was away or at home. No, the only away game is Liverpool. So they're probably going to lose to Liverpool, win the other 2. So 6 points is probably going to Tottenham. That means probably 1 win out of our last 2 should guarantee us Europe. But I'm not banking on anything. I'm going with Tottenham's going to win all 3 games. Somehow beat Liverpool, who have only lost once this season. So we are going to be looking to win both our games in the last episode, so we can cruise through to Europe. Now, there's no point in me looking at the fixture list and deciding which ones we're going to play, because we know which games we are going to see in the next episode. That, of course, is Huddersfield and Everton. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope you all have a lovely night, and goodbye.